It's time now for the Athlete of the Week, and it's brought to you by Diamond Point and Sauk Center. And with us today is a Sauk Center three-sport athlete. This is Alex Kowski. Well, Alex, let's start out. Tell us about your family, okay?
My mom's name is Shelly. My dad's name is Scott, and I have a younger brother in ninth grade named Austin.
Mm-hmm. And what activities are you involved in at school?
I'm involved in football, basketball, baseball, and captains and leaders.
All right. You know, as I see you with your family too, can you talk about the importance of just family involvement from parents, and not so much just about your family, but as you see other athletes too, because you're around a lot of people. How important is that?
Oh, family's huge. I mean, everybody wants their family supportive, and I have a great family for that. They're all supportive of my decisions, and I can count on them for anything that I need. That always at the games, always supporting me. I mean, Dad's always cheering loud. Everybody knows that one.
Mm-hmm. But as a young athlete, though, too, to have mom and dad have shuttled you around everywhere,
Oh,
right?
for sure, all the time. Always bringing me to tournaments, whether it's basketball or baseball. Always bringing me and my friends around.
Can we touch on, too, with the captains and leaders that you're involved in? Tell us just what I want to hear your perspective of this, the overall message, first of all. What do you guys talk about?
There's 8 different, course things that we go through, and it just talks about how to deal with referees, player-coach relationships, and, kind of helps you out, in tough times. It gives you, we talk about, what we can do in a certain situation, refs making bad calls, you have players arguing with them, how you, handle the situations, how you calm down the players. I think it's great.
Mm-hmm. And that's on the field or on the court. How about off the field then?
And then off the court and field, it talks about a lot of social media aspects, because that's a big part of recruiting and stuff. All the recruiting coaches, they're going to check your social media right away, and if they see you're a bad person on social media, they aren't going to want you for their team.
Mm-hmm. So as you look at this then, and you've grown up through this now, because it's been a relatively new program, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How do you think it's working?
It's working great. I mean, last year was our first year with it, and there was a couple roadblocks in it, but then this year, being it was our second year, it really helped out.
So it's, again, in essence, I look at it, is it more just on the field stuff or off the field? I think it's more important off the field.
Off the field is probably more, because you want to be a good role model for your community, as well as you want to be a good person off the field and on the field, but off the field is where more of the people are going to really see you.
All right. Let's talk about the sports that you're in. We'll start out with football, too. As you started out this past football season and you're preparing for the year, do you guys talk about goals or things like that, or what do you talk about?
Our goal is to always improve. I know at the start of the year, I was told by many people that they all thought it was going to be a rebuilding year for us. But within the team, we all thought, hey, why not make our year this year? And we really improved. Last year we won 4 games, this year we won 5 games, and that was pretty much our goal, is just to improve this year.
It seemed to me that as you are a lineman and all those guys, I made a comment when I saw your picture in the paper, it just struck me as those guys are football players.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, can you describe just the guys that you were with and how you all got it along?
Oh, team chemistry was huge this year. We go to the movies all together. We'd all hang out together, play poker on the football field together. It was a real big bond that we had, and I wouldn't take that for anything. I wouldn't take anything else for it.
Alex Kowski, the center, Derek Wessel and Wilder Kuhlman, the guards, Seth Cheetah and Big Devin Thielen out there. Again, tight formation for Sauk Center. First down carry up the middle. It's Hunter Fletcher breaking free. He's got a first down run, and he's still going, and he's going to go all the way. A long touchdown run for Hunter Fletcher. Sauk Center scores on their second carry. And it's a 58-yard touchdown run for Hunter Fletcher. 6-0 Streeters. Yeah, can you single out some of your teammates too? For example, who are the real intense guys on that line?
The real intense guys would have to be Seth Cheetah and Wilder Kuhlman. Every time in the game, they're the ones coming back all fired up.
Mm-hmm. And then you also have to keep it loose. Who does that?
That would be our Devin Thielen. Devin's there just for, he's a good athlete, but he's just very mellow. It takes him a lot to, before games, you have to, punch him a little bit, get him all fired up.
Is that right? I look at him. He's just an intimidating-looking figure.
Very much.
Yeah, what is he like when he's playing?
when he gets mad, he really is a great athlete for football. That's when you see him get through the line and make a big tackle. But otherwise, he's a little quiet, maybe a little don't really know how to explain it. He's just quiet and not too aggressive enough. But then you get him going, and he's a good athlete.
He's just Devin, although that's not what you call him. What is his nickname?
Big Hoss.
Big Hoss.
Yeah, that'd be Devin.
How important, with all the sports that you play, how important is it for everybody to get along?
Oh, it's big. I've been on teams where it's great team chemistry. I've been on teams where it's bad team chemistry, and great team chemistry always makes the season more fun.
Do you think then, if it's bad, does it rely on the coaches to try to filter through this, or how do you handle that?
It's more of the players. Us as players, we try to take initiative in it and try to settle the problems, but some years it just seems like the problems don't ever get solved.
When you look at the football season, too, in review, how do you think you guys did? Because, again, it seems all football programs are so different. I'm not even sure where Sauk Center slots in with Bold, whoever you play. Where do you think you fit in?
I think we're right up there with them. We played great this year in the games we play. I mean, we're on the borderline of being 7-1. You take away a couple quarters in Royalton, a couple quarters against ACGC, and we're 7-1.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about, just describe the Minnewaska game.
The Minnewaska game, that's by far the funnest game I've ever played in. The whole crowd was hyped up for it, and then to win it on a blocked extra point, that you don't hear about that in high school.
But tell us about how that all worked, because the guy that you had doing it really didn't surprise you, though, did it?
No, we put in a field goal block that week just for Minnewaska, expecting it to be a close game. And our plan was just to open up a hole and have Cade run through it, and he sure did it.
Mm-hmm. So that's Cade Newbert, which we'll talk about, too, in basketball as well. Touching on basketball then, how much did you guys play this past summer to get ready for this season?
We played a lot of tournaments. Us as seniors, we decided that we wanted to be in as many tournaments as we could, and we did one down at the Williams Arena in Minneapolis, and that was so fun. Mm-hmm. Got to play against very good competition down there, and just got to see how we compare with the bigger schools.
Now, let me ask you this now. You're a big in basketball, right?
Yep.
Is it true all bigs think they can play guard?
That is 100% true.
and all bigs think they can shoot a three?
That's 100% true. I would totally agree with that.
All right, but then, now you do shoot a three once in a while.
I do.
Now, is that with the good graces of the coaches or what?
It depends. I normally have the green light most of the time. Sometimes I'll get to the bench and they'll be like, hey, we don't need that shot right now, and I've been told that. But most of the time, they were accepting of me shooting the three.
Now Kowski at the top shooting the three, and he scores! Alex Kowski, who hit a three on Saturday, his first shot a three today, and he makes it. But do you feel if it's in the flow of the offense and you're there, you take it, right?
Yep, I try to, yes.
All right. What kind of a team do you think you'll have? Because you'll have a mix of some seniors and some sophomores that are coming in there. How do you guys play that out?
We saw a lot this summer of how it'll go, and we're going to be a very up-paced tempo team. We're not going to sit around and pass the ball around a lot. It's going to be fast breaks, try to get the ball down the court and make an easy bucket.
Mm-hmm. What kind of a player is Cade Newbert to play with?
Oh, he's awesome to play with. Cade is aggressive down low. He's aggressive shooting, and I trust him to take shots on the floor when we need them.
Now, how will you use you've got a tall fellow out there too.
We do have a tall fella, Jacob Jennison. He's getting up there close to 7 foot.
Yeah. How do you complement his style of play and with what you do?
I know when I'm on the floor with him, I try to get him the ball down low because, being 7 foot down in the paint really helps out. He just makes easy buckets for us.
As you think about then, too, the season, it all depends on who you're playing against. Who is going to be good for basketball this year?
You always got the old rival Melrose. They'll be good. But then Minnewaska is always good. ACGC is always good. Bold is even always good. And a lot of teams around here are good.
And again, it seems to me with the boys basketball team, a good group of guys, isn't it?
Yeah, very good group of guys.
Yeah. All right, so I'm looking forward to seeing you guys play.
I'm looking forward to.
Now let's touch on baseball. What do you plan on doing with baseball? you're a senior now, but after this, what have you decided?
I committed about a week ago to University of Marion, North Dakota. It's a Division II school, and we play schools like St. Cloud State, University of Minnesota, Duluth, Augustana. So,
all right. And where's that located?
Bismarck, North Dakota. So it's about 5.5 hours away.
And so take us through the process. How did you end up contacting them, or they contacted you, or what was that? What was it all about?
They saw me at a showcase, actually, and I'd never even heard of the school when they contacted me, and fell in love with the school right from the start when I went there. I think it's a great school for me, and I can't wait.
And again, that's a pretty good level of baseball, right?
It is, yep. We play in the NSIC conference, and I mean, St. Cloud State's in it, and Cato State's, or University of Minnesota is in there. I mean, great teams.
And so, as you talk with them, how do they plan on using you? What's the plan?
My first year, they think they're going to start me at third base because that's the weak spot. But then, as I transition to sophomore, junior, and senior year, they see me playing first base.
But it's all about hitting, though, too, isn't it?
For sure.
Yeah. You know, let me ask you this. As I watch you play baseball, since you were a little guy and probably swinging at anything and hitting anything, but how did you learn to grow as a hitter? What are your thoughts on that?
I used to always be a guy that would sit back and take a strike right away. But one of our coaches, John Haskamp, told me, be aggressive early in the count. And that really has helped me out, just being aggressive. Seeing that first pitch strike, I just try to jump on it because that might be the best pitch you see all at bat.
Kowski, a strong right-handed hitter. Still a good wind blowing out to left field here at the Minnewaska field. Haskamp at second base, one out. The 1-1 to Kowski. He drives one deep to left field. It's up. It is carrying deep, and it is off the fence. Haskamp at third base will score on the double by Alex Kowski. That ball hit the fence on the fly. It's 3:30 down the left field line, 3:55 to left center, and Kowski doubles home the run, and it's now 5-1 Sox Center. Talking about hitting, is it just me? How often do you get hit by pitches?
Oh, I get hit by pitches a lot. I like to crowd that plate.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I have put on that Evo Shield elbow guard and stand right over the top of the plate and hope for a nice inside pitch.
I know, because you seem to take it, although you don't mind this, though, do you?
Oh, I don't mind it. I'm a big kid and got some muscle. No muscle. Got some body mass on me that helps protect me.
So you live up to the wear it, right?
I always try to wear it.
Mm-hmm. So again, in baseball, as you've grown as a player too, you play different positions. You've even pitched some. How do you view on the other side to where you're out in the field?
Oh, I think my defensive ability is great. I always get told a lot of my showcases that I'm one of the best first basemen that they see at the showcase. Mm-hmm. I take pride in my defense, actually. I try to always make every play, and I want the ball hit to me.
Mm-hmm. Tell us more about that showcase. I'm not familiar with it. If fans like to know more about that.
Well, I've been to a couple of them. I went to an area code games tryout in Mequon, Wisconsin, and I actually got to play alongside number 1 and number 2 ranked kids in my grade who are very funny and excellent baseball players. And that had all 30 MLB teams and 243 college coaches there watching. But then I also do a couple showcases that closer to home. I did one in Minneapolis at Northwestern, and there was probably 10 schools there looking for kids, and then just all over the state.
Is that more or less like on a level of, say, JO volleyball? You've got AAU basketball. Is that?
Yeah, I would probably compare it to this, yes.
Yeah. So it's all about just at that point, if you feel that you're a college player or the potential to do that, that's what you need to do?
Yeah, especially for baseball in a small town, you have to get your name heard somehow. So that's why I like to go out there and just get coaches to hear my name, and if they like me, then they normally contact me.
You know, to summarize as I watch you play, it seems like you've been playing for a long time.
I have been.
You're finally a senior.
I know, it's unreal.
I know. But here's the thing that I notice about you, or describe just your style of play in this sense. You seem to be having fun always.
Yep. I have lots of fun playing baseball, and for that, any sport. Each time I'm out there with my friends, it's feeling that it doesn't rank up with anything else. It's at the top of the list.
But there's a difference, though, too. I mean, you're not screwing around.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
And so how do you view that? Where you have to be serious because the pressure is on. You want to win, right?
Comes down to knowing that fine line between messing around and having fun. I mean, try to keep practices fun, but also, when work's got to get done, you have to get it done. And it's great to have teammates that also want to get better while also having a little fun, too.
Do you find, too, that your coaches from junior high up to your varsity have helped you out a lot?
Oh, for sure. All my success has to be given out to those coaches because they've done great.
All right. Well, it has been fun watching you play.
Well,
and,
thank you.
Good luck the rest of the way for basketball, baseball, and through your college, and we'll see you around, okay?
Thank you very much, Mark.
All right, thank you. That's Alex Kowski. He is the Athlete of the Week, brought to you by Diamond Point and Sauk Center, right here on Midminnesota Sports.